Make that motion to, reduce the water to wholesale and county legal.
Okay, appreciate that, guys. The other thing is I have is meet the council, I meet the candidates on October 20th. May Leslie, 7 o'clock. I promised Linda she will not have to talk. Only the candidates,
What day
that's
again?
running. It's a Monday night, October 20th.
A Monday,
Huh?
what time?
7, May Leslie's. So you are running, so you will have to answer some questions.
It's on under new business.
Craig Sanders is going to be our mediator, so I'd like for all you guys to attend and push the word around,
Right.
okay? Halloween parade's coming up on the 31st, Amy's gonna ask for money for us for the chamber. Thank you, Amy. And then, our Christmas parade is December 10th. I'd like to see the council have a float, and also maybe the city employees for a change, since we don't never get them involved. It would be awesome to see both of you have a float. And then on the 12th, Friday night, we will have Christmas on the streets. So, appreciate your attendance and all this, and your help in any way. That's all I got.
Thank you, Debbie.
That's right, we did. So we got a motion by Ernie, a second by Betsy to grant the water adjustment on the Yost property. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes. Next, we have a water leak adjustment for the Warwick family.
Yes, I didn't realize it, but when they read the meter, they asked me how come the water was so low. Ended up being a leaky toilet running too long, and didn't realize it till they read it. It didn't make that much noise, so I didn't notice it.
I'll make it motion.
This is the second time this calendar year that you've had a leak. Is that
I
correct?
had a broken pipe earlier in the winter when we had it real cold.
Yeah, that was turned out. Ernie, did you make a motion?
Yeah.
Got a motion by Ernie. Second by Betsy to approve the water adjustment for the Warwick family. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Thank you very much.
Motion passes.
Thanks, Stuart.
Okay, we're gonna adjourn this meeting and go into the cemetery meeting. If I can get a motion for that.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn by Ernie. Second by Justin. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, we're gonna open the cemetery meeting now. First thing we need to do is approve the minutes from the May 20th cemetery meeting. You should have that here, it's got in your packet.
Motion to approve the minutes of the cemetery meeting.
Second.
I had a motion by Betsy, second by Ernie. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Go ahead, Betsy.
Okay, so I sent the contract out in your packet. The one that you got in your packet was incorrect, so I fixed it. The dates were wrong on it, and instead of 6 inches on the grass, it should be 9. So that was my error.
So this is the one with the 9 inches, the right one.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is.
9 inches is the one that's correct. And Bill Moses, his contract is up, October the 15th of this year, and he wants to see if he can do it for another 2 years. He said after these years, he's out of it. So he said we will have to look for somebody different.
Okay.
So,
Need a motion?
Is there any discussion on the contract for two more years at $2,900
No.
a month? again, I'll say that, Patty and I went and talked with, the state representative, and we still really don't know if we're gonna get any additional funds. But we did our best to press the need. And that said, if anybody has any ideas about future, and Bill told me, and I don't think he would mind me repeating it, that mostly the reason that he's only gonna do 2 more years is, you know, he's ready to retire, but he's having a hard time finding dependable help. And, I would tend to probably agree with that, so, anyway. But that's still 2 years away unless Lord willing, the truth don't lie. But with that, I will entertain a motion.
Motion to accept Bill's contract.
I'll second that.
Okay, I've got a motion by Aaron and a second by Betsy to approve, I guess, me signing the contract, and, Patty, and both. All those in favor? Opposed? Motion passes. Anyone else? You need a real one, don't you? Yeah, you don't want this guy. Oh, you don't want that one either.
Check that one, is that the right one? Is that one? Yeah.
I'll come in.
Okay, thank you.
Is that it?
That's it.
Okay. Need a motion to close the cemetery meeting, folks.
Make that motion.
Got a motion by Aaron, and a second by Justin to end the cemetery meeting and go back into the normal session. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? We're gonna go around the horn now, water plant supervisor. Mike? You're up.
I talked to McGuire Iron yesterday, and good news, bad news. They have a crew that is scheduled to finish up their current job on October 16th, so they will be here probably shortly, 4 or 5 days after that, and then they'll start on ours. The plan is to change out the riser, have Zach do his work. I talked to him today. I told him kind of the time frame. They'll do a washout and clean out, but they will not be able to do the painting. We're just not gonna have the temperatures for the cure time. So that'll be rescheduled in 2026.
Is this the second or third reschedule on that?
I have lost track.
I have to.
That they're having trouble with crews. They've had people quit and everything else. They've had some. He said he didn't want to get into it. So that's the best case scenario. Replace the riser this year. Zach will do his work. Wash out, clean out, and painting next year. Probably be springtime. We do need to do a chlorine burn anyway. We need to send out the notices for that. Another thing, I talked to the AV Water Technologies. It was a company that had automated reading for water meters, electric meters. They had a couple of good grants. One of them expired today. There's another one on the 15th. I talked to the woman today, and she said that probably wouldn't be able to pursue that one because it does require a match. I said, well, unless it's a penny on the dollar, we probably wouldn't be eligible. I would still like to fill out the information. Really no urgency because now we're looking at next year's possibilities. And we'll let you know that once this painting part is done for next year, that will probably be it for me here. I will be retiring. think that'd be a good place for me to be part.
Okay, I'll wait for that letter though before we pass it.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank you for letting
I
us.
said I want to stay until the painting's done. That'd probably be springtime, so I just thought I'd give you a heads up.
Thank you for that.
You're welcome.
What if we don't let you retire?
You're too young to retire.
I am.
Okay. Is that it?
That's it.
Okay, city supervisor.
I just want to say thank you for letting me go to that class for the light and stuff. I didn't necessarily learn a lot of electrical things, but I did learn a lot of safety things, and it was pretty eye-opening. So we have a lot of equipment that's hasn't been tested since we don't know when, and some of the gear that we use is pretty old. I got a, I can't remember if it's 9 or 11 years old pair of gloves, hot gloves, but they were brand new in a box that I found in the old rock building. So they don't look degraded or anything. They seem like they're in pretty good shape, but I was a little bit criticized for the gear that I brought up there. The only thing that passed my inspections was the helmet. Everything else was either too old or not, hadn't been checked in proper times. Then we talked about the vehicles, and so each one of these vehicles needs to be tested every year. And we come to find out that they haven't been tested in 8 years, 8 or 9 years, 8 years.
No, they were tested.
No, that's not true.
They were tested when we put the new boom on the truck.
They were tested when I was in office.
There should be a plate, a placard, or a marker.
Right.
And it should be by the company that did the testing, and it should be dated.
Okay, unless it was somebody different, this guy that came to check him out, he was the one who actually tested them on the certain dates that are on the truck.
Right, but we had the,
His name was David, he's from Terrax.
Oh,
When he came back.
Terrax.
I don't have that paperwork, I mean, I remember that truck being rebuilt, but,
He tested both trucks.
yeah,
he did, okay, so we don't have that paperwork.
But that was 2 or 3 years ago.
Yeah.
you know what, that's the thing I can't recall.
And
But I know that,
You fired me?
there's no placard on the trucks that say that, so I don't know.
But even then, they're still outdated.
But we
on the
had,
dielectric test.
Yeah, on that.
yeah, we had Palfinger come out and check them out, so, both of Bucket's trucks failed their test today.
Due to,
The boom on the big bucket truck, has a irreparable damage from when it comes down. There's something that sticks out a little bit on the lower boom, and sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes they touch and it's rubbed a hole, or it's rubbing a hole in it. Right now, it's just it's a pretty good scar, but the guy doesn't think that it can be repaired.
Why is that?
I
It's a
think that-
fiberglass boom, it's not.
Yeah, I don't know if we can find somebody professional that can do that,
we gotta,
and then it has to be, the repair has to be x-rayed and then dielectric trash.
I don't know what brand is that?
It's an alternate.
Because I think he was straight Terrax.
yeah,
I think that's what he was.
Okay, and then the bucket has a compromise on it as well, and the bucket on the small truck has a compromise on it as well, and that, the boom on that one passed, but the bucket didn't.
He would probably be able to fix that one.
I mean, if it can be repaired, that's fine.
well, there's ways to buy sections of boom and you can replace them, we went through that before, so, I mean, I wouldn't think you'd scrap the truck because of.
No.
of a-
No, you don't want to scrap the truck.
Right, So,
But the boom would have to be replaced or repaired to.
so when we're talking about these trucks being dielectrically tested, this is so if you have an arc flash, and the arc flash won't go up the fiberglass boom,
Right.
and it won't electrocute the operator in the boom. And that's basically what we're talking about. So, but that is on hot work. And so, how much hot work do we do?
A bit.
In the boom?
I've done a little bit, yeah.
In the boom?
I've done a little bit. I know, when ICR comes down and helps us out, they do some hot work. We try to kill it if we can. If you can't, or it's gonna take out a whole
So,
section of
who's
it.
making the decisions to eliminate the risk? I know ICR is trade lineman. We are not, so therefore I would say we should never do hot work.
Right. Kill the power.
Kill the power.
Working on it.
And work on it, then you don't have to worry about any arc flash.
Right.
So, but
I will
yeah,
get the inspection
in certain conditions, okay.
to you guys
yeah.
in a few days. And
Yeah.
pictures.
But we need to address the fact that if those booms are making contact with each other and wearing a hole in that boom, yes, we need to figure out what's going on with that. But I agree that we need to get them to pass, but sometimes that's why there's so many bucket trucks for sale in the world, is because they get to the end of that life in electrical service, and then a lot of people buy them for forest service, you know, the next stage, you know? But
Hasn't that truck been bought within the last 2 years?
that I can't remember.
Been bought, our truck?
No.
No, we got this truck.
Yeah.
The auger truck.
The yellow one, that's the one that's the digger truck.
We
It's
got
got
this
the,
truck too.
yeah, because the old one was like a 97 model, and I guarantee you that one never passed the dielectric in its life after a certain age.
Did he look at that one as well, Boss?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that one passed.
He did?
Now, another thing about the small bucket truck,
It doesn't even have a working boom. It has the control.
The new one.
the yellow.
The new
Oh,
one.
okay. Okay, you got me there.
Yeah, he didn't, yeah, we
Yeah,
we
you didn't look at that other one that's got the,
What was on the buckets, on the,
I think there's,
is it that where it's bolted, that flashing on the bucket, that where the bolts are,
yeah, it needs a different kind of pad there, because the bucket's coming in, if somebody's not watching where it's coming down, they're
Yeah.
catching the bolts.
so there's a pad where that
Yeah.
sets on the rest, when they're coming down.
Sort of like a circular pad. so
Yeah.
The
and
bolts
it's
are
got a
always
rubber-
set,
Yeah,
and so the bucket would never touch the bolts.
okay. Alright. Okay. Needs some
It needs a
work.
correct pad.
Needs a correct part.
there's some elevator bolts and they're real flat, they don't have any.
Well, I mean, I saw some bolts up there that were on this thing that are sticking out about that far, that I don't know why anybody would put something on there that, you know?
So, let's put it in a nutshell.
Right.
Apparently, we cannot support any kind of hot electrical work at this moment. I don't believe that the company that we contract has a boom truck at all. So we're dead in the water.
Unless they use the one that he said passed.
That was the auger.
That's a
That's
digger
the
truck.
digger truck. We don't have a boom truck anymore, we have a digger truck.
So the one that the little T-Rex boom, the small one,
It didn't
didn't pass,
They don't have-
but we need to get back with that T-Rex guy to figure out why. Cause he passed it last time.
The
Well,
boom,
he
the
passed
boom
it.
passed.
I thought he said
The boom
it passed.
passed, the bucket failed.
The bucket.
Yeah, you can buy bucket liners, you can buy liners.
Yeah.
Drop down in them
Yeah,
buckets.
we get
because-
those. We get
It's
those.
got a liner in it.
But
Yeah.
it's the attachment from the boom to the bucket.
Okay.
That is the issue,
Alright,
right?
right.
Yeah, I believe it's the bucket itself.
We'll just need all
Got too
this.
much slack in it? Is it moving too far?
The bottom where it comes down and lands, the big bucket truck, that one is, I think maybe the pad is degraded, and so it has a big dent in it. So all that fiberglass down there is cracked.
I'll
So that can
I'll
be
contact
fixed.
David, once we get the report back, I'll send the report to him.
Yeah,
And he can give us a,
on the other end of it, we can get a hold of Ballmer, cause he gets those, buckets for those too, cause I seen him put one in the other day, in a truck up in Parsons. But I mean, the other guy, you know, but.
Yeah, I mean, he was mobile, he came up here.
Right.
And everything, so. But the other truck, I don't know. I don't know what direction you need to take on that.
We can get through this. This can be fixed.
Okay, so we're gonna stay engaged.
Yeah.
I'll contact David tomorrow.
Okay, anything else, Miles?
Well, before I found all this stuff out today, I was working on street lamps, and I got about 6 of them redone. One I had to replace the whole head on it, and some of the other ones the bolts had blown up inside, and I had to go cut the power to the lamp, and then
LEDs.
no, they're bulbs.
We're
I
still-
replaced the one I replaced with an LED.
So when we have a bad bulb, are we going ahead and we using our stored bulbs up and replacing with LEDs? Cause I remember we bought some.
Yeah, we have LEDs. If the unit still works and we have a lamp for it, you know, we're going that route, trying to
Screw
use
in
up.
the bulb.
Yeah, trying to use up whatever
Our bulbs.
bulbs we have,
Right.
and then once like one of them was failed, where the storage unit is on 3rd Street.
Yeah, it was dark there.
So I got that one replaced with an LED because it didn't matter what kind of bulb I put in it, it wouldn't.
Right.
It seemed hot, but it wouldn't light up. So I just replaced the whole head unit.
That's a good way of doing it.
But in the other ones, some of the other ones where they just blew up in there, I'm sure I'm gonna find some more. I still have 9 more to check out.
Right.
But
How many
now I'm scared to go up there, or I'm a little worried about going up there and especially the little bucket truck. There's another thing about the little bucket truck. The turret is bolted to the frame and the bed, and those bolts have come loose. The guy said about every 10 or 11 years you want to replace those. And so when you move it, we're sitting on the lower controls, moving it, and you can see the whole base shift when the movement takes as the inertia goes. It'll come up a little bit, or go down a little bit, or go side to side. I don't feel it when I'm up there doing anything, but once he showed it to me, he was like, this can just break, these bolts can break or stretch.
Are they shear
Once,
bolts?
And so if I'm up there, or whoever's up there, and the bolt shears off, or
yeah.
that whole thing's just gonna come
Well,
crashing.
once again, after going up and having some safety training, you feel empowered to take a piece of equipment out of service.
That one, yes.
Okay.
The big bucket truck, I think we can get away with still
Using
using that a little bit,
Okay.
or cutting limbs and stuff until we get the electrical issues that
Okay.
could potentially hurt yet.
But you're not, but once again, you're saying on the street lights, you can replace them with the other one too?
I probably still can,
Okay.
yeah.
So like I'm saying is that if you find a safety issue with a piece of equipment, we have to take it out of service, right? And we have to see how to fix it,
If it's,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Can we fix the part where the booms hitting each other right now and stop all that?
That's
We're
what I'm
not
not
sure,
sure, we
because
gotta
it-
look at it.
Yeah, I'm really not sure how to do that, because they come together so close. And if the wind's moving you around, or you're coming down a little too fast, or you get swung into place and started coming down, the whole, it flexes.
Yeah.
And so sometimes I watch it really close, and I still clip it sometimes.
Pad can be made for us, that runs on pads.
Should be, yeah, there should be something.
Yeah, I think.
There should be something
If
there
we
to
can get that
protect it.
fixed,
And
and
it
then
might
get
have,
something
might
over
have
it.
degraded over the years and it's just not there. I don't know.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
What year is the big bucket truck?
When the pin goes in, the pin may be wore out.
Yeah, where they come like that, yeah, that could be.
I don't remember.
We had a paper with that along, we used to keep that paper that was coming out, and I know things get messed up in the change.
I sure would like to see that chart,
We had that paper.
red and green. we knew what years and bins and everything was on it. Somebody,
Was that lost in the computer shovel?
I have a version of it, but I don't know how to keep it going continuously, so I just have to keep changing the dates and then changing whatever.
Well, I like that, and a copy for us would be great, you know? That'd be that simple. I mean, it might not, if it takes too much time to do something like that, well, then we can try and figure something else out, but, yeah, I like that. And it don't have to be like that, color coded or anything, just the vehicles, and then if they're in service, and, you know, what's wrong with the ones that are out, you know?
some are coded green, some are coded,
Yeah.
even a yellow, I think. Okay, anything else, Miles?
Nope.
But thanks, Miles, for doing those street lights, cause it was getting dark in a lot of places.
Yeah, and I was gonna do a lot more of them today, but I just got a little worried about it.
Well, if you've got one other piece of equipment, go to it, but always remember to be empowered to take something out of service that is not safe, cause that's where we're gonna draw a line and stop, you know?
Safety first. And you said you repaired 6, and there's still how many more that you know of?
I've got 9 that I know of.
9 to go?
Yeah.
Okay. And kudos to the PD for getting that information to him, because they were out at night and they could tell which ones weren't working. There's some back street lights too that I think.
Yeah, there's a
You know
couple
what?
on here that I didn't have on my original list, yeah.
Okay. Great. And did the, buckboard light get fixed there? Yeah, okay, was that one on? Good. All right, move. We're up. Utility bookkeeper, city treasurer.
I don't have anything.
I got one little issue to talk to you about on your, utilities. Great job going on that. I noticed that number bumped up really big. So, and I think what you said, 46,000, wasn't it? Did you correct it? You guys correct it? Amazing. Court clerk, any more?
I don't have anything.
City clerk.
The only thing I have is I have submitted, a Kansas Water Office grant application for the water tower pipe, riser pipe replacement, so fingers crossed. I ended up requesting $111,450, so that'd be the price of the pipe that McGuire gave us and Zach's work, so. Hopefully. Yes, it's Kansas Water Office is 100%, they'll announce it at the first of the year, so. That's all I
And on the back side of that, you'll remember too, council, that, we've got 4-year payment plan on that once it's done.
Right, yeah.
You said 1114.
And that's all that I have.
Don't forget Halloween. Amy,
It's a,
it's okay.
yes, ma'am.
Okay, city attorney? PD? Okay, around the horn, Ernie?
Oh. Lights. Can't think. Nope, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah.
We can go on second. That's it.
I know the guys have been busy, but there's quite a few limbs still down in East River Park that they've cut down, so, and I know the truck's been broke down, but when we can get to that.
Yeah, I asked
We're
Miles about that
we're
today.
still working on it, yeah. We got some of it out, we know we gotta get back, we'll try to get it finished by the end of the week.
I was hoping the campers would take care of that, but, we didn't have enough to. But they did mow over there today, if you noticed. Anything else?
Yes, I would also like to see us maybe think about letting our trash service go to a private contractor. Just to investigate that, to see if we couldn't save some money for the people and for the city.
Are you wanting to just, put it out there for bids? Is that what you
I
want?
think we just need to sit down either the committee or the council itself. and
Okay, so
see
you're just
if
talking
we
about a
want to
committee.
do this.
I would, well,
You got a sanitation committee, do it, huh?
I think so, but if you sit down and wanna talk about this, then you need to have some thing to talk about. So if we had some bids, you know, we need to have some money.
Well, if we figure out whether it's worth doing or not, then we need to apply for them. But
Yeah.
I just put it out for bids to see if it's worth, because we can make money on the trash and not handle the trash. As long as we supply the bins, they'll come pick them up, dump them. And
Well, if you look, and I'll jump in here, if you look at what we've been dealing with at the solid waste committee meetings. Thanks for the introduction. If you don't know, GFL is wanting to dump about a $20 per ton increase on us immediately, which would raise it for the city of Chetopa from $45 to $65, give or take just a few cents. But point being, nobody that was involved in this had budgeted for that for this year or next.
Yeah.
And the county's kind of in a quandary about what to do, because they don't know if they can come back with a counter offer that they would accept. But what I can tell you, and it was in the paper if you read it, there is a $150,000 walk-away fee that GFL would have to pay if they don't honor their contract. And it was a 10-year contract that I believe was signed 2 years ago. And they have got already one raise out of that on us. So I made the comment that maybe in Chetopa we would just start putting burn barrels out and letting people bring their trash that can be burned.
So how did they get away with the raise on the contract?
Exactly. So
It happens everywhere.
the rumor is that they're willing to walk on us for that and give us the $150,000 as a county and pay the fine.
Yeah.
There must be a lot of money in trash for them to be willing to do that.
Well, I mean, either that or they're losing a lot of.
They're
what
losing,
doing.
yeah.
You know.
We just did that big negotiation when I was there, and they tried this huge increase and nobody had budgeted for it. I mean, this sounds like deja vu. And they ended up arguing back and forth and got them to come down some and then the contract that was signed at that point, I thought was a yearly increase of 3 to 5%, because I brought it before the council.
Yeah.
And that's what
And that's
we
what
agreed to up our trash rate
Yeah.
based on what they agreed to, and
now they want to raise it 30%,
Yep.
20
I
bucks.
think it's all a scare tactic, you know, and,
Well, we'll see.
yeah,
I think our instruction to the board, to us board members ourselves, was go back to our cities and see what we can afford. And, it's not that terribly big for us. When I was looking at the numbers with Amy on the tonnage that we send up there, we bid off bigger bills than that, but it's the principle of the thing.
Yeah.
And when does it stop? You're under a 10-year contract, and I understand change orders to contracts and stuff like that, but why even have a contract if you didn't even honor it for the first 2 years?
yeah.
The bigger cities are the ones that really got a problem with this. So we'll see where it goes, and you'll read about it in the paper probably before I tell you, but I just want to kind of jump in there.
There's a whole lot of stuff that's changing with trash anyways, because a lot of times, a lot of places you pay for what you put out of your curb. You know, you're not just paying a flat rate like everybody pays a flat rate. Now you're paying for how many pounds you put out the curb. They weigh it at the truck, it automatically goes against your bill. So,
And recycling is another issue.
well, you've lived places where you've had
I've had bins.
green bins, yellow bins.
Well, I did talk to the city of Edna today, and they pay $14 a month. They get picked up once, but they don't have to have a trash
Sure.
cart. It's another $3 if they have a trash cart. So it's $70 a month if they have a trash cart, but they don't necessarily have to have.
So they can just put out bags, trash bags.
As many wild animals as we have.
We don't want that, but
But I'll also say, and some of you senior members might remember that at one time we did entertain the thought of buying a smaller trash truck that didn't require a CDL. Of course, it would mean more trips to the transfer station. But it would have also, there were some other things that went along with it. And I actually talked to a trash company and asked if they would want to pick up a contract in the city. They really weren't interested at that point, so. It's worth discussion, but I'd rather, let's wait and see what happens with the solid waste committee and see where we're at financially per tonnage. Because we may have to make a move on our own. Again.
And then again, a lot of little cities also just let your customers say, we're no longer picking up trash. We're not gonna charge you for it, but then you have to find your own trash service. And then you have multiple people coming in picking up trash.
And there are several companies, as we all know, that have that service. Even on 4,000 road, right?
Cause I think we have trash people, I mean, there's trash services coming in town around the outskirts picking up trash.
Yeah. Okay, anything else? Thank you. Chuck, what do you got?
I don't have anything.
Okay,
I think they're moving on electric over there, so.
we got, I added that, so we'll discuss that when that time comes. Kudos to a couple of council members for sure that I know of. Ernie, thanks for fixing the playground equipment. We're gonna get that put back in the park before it gets muddy. And Chuck, thank you for running the closer.
Heard back from them? I didn't get that. Oh, did you send it to me? I didn't look at it.
Yeah, it's in it.
Oh,
I texted you his number.
yeah.
Okay. Last I heard, and if anything different, go ahead and chime in, but Chuck ran that up to, it wasn't to Solomon after all. We had a closer technician that works for Solomon, and he was in, what city was that?
Osage?
Osage City, yeah,
Yeah.
which was a lot closer for him to run that to. And we'll know probably in the next few days, I'm hoping, whether the closer can be rebuilt, and if so.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes,
I would like to thank the street department for getting the trees cut in the park that I had notified Amy about. Because those have been cut down on the Veterans Park.
Veterans, yeah. And matter of fact, that's what's holding up putting your playground equipment in. I really want to do that and then drop tree limbs on it. So, trying to do things smart. Okay, Justin, what do you have?
Nothing really council wise, fire department wise, we've done hydrant testing in the last few weeks. Mike could probably tell you more, Mike's gone. Everything went fine on the hydrant testing, our numbers match the same, basically it's pulling pressure on one hydrant, opening up hydrant down line for a lift to see the drop in pressure and everything. Everything's kind of matched as in previous years. We do that for our ISO rating. We also did pump testing on our 2 pumper trucks, which we do annually. Everything seemed to be testing. I had no issues with them, so fire department wise, all my purposes we have just minor maintenance and real other than that.
And don't you guys have a fundraiser coming up pretty quick?
Yeah, the end of this month, 28th, I think. 25th.
Fire department fundraiser, steak, chicken, and ribs. That's all.
He's got tickets and they have tickets up there.
25th of
Gotta give it a plug. Everybody else is plugging this.
Justin, will you get me your water use report for third quarter?
Yes, I've had it to
Okay.
station, I will go.
Alright.
It's a long list now since we did that. 20 items.
As long as I got it.
Okay.
I'll also mention too, Mike left, but we got a report in from the state, I think it was, maybe even federal, that the lead and copper survey, not survey, the testing that was done, believe it or not, our water system passed with flying colors.
I don't doubt that a bit.
Matter of fact, the way I saw it, we had absolutely zero lead in our water system.
Yep.
Now, if it's the same thing that I had read a while back, they actually had the samples taken at different locations in the city, so it wasn't somewhere you could keep going to the same place and getting, or, to kind of contaminate results. But, so kudos to the water department on that, and whoever else was involved. Linda, what do you have?
And everything I have is, I know that they do like potholes in the streets whenever they can, but that one that's by the school is pretty bad and that needs to be taken care
On
of.
the south side,
Yes.
that's Atmos Energy.
Oh, it is?
Yes,
Okay.
we have a ticket in on that, we're just
Okay,
waiting, they
thank you.
contract that out for it to be
Okay.
fixed, there's 2 spots in town that they are responsible
Okay.
for.
All right. Thank you.
Is there a cone there still?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. That's it.
I guess our Hornets won another home game.
No.
They didn't?
Not the last one.
Or they went on the road. South Coffee, was that what it was that I read about?
Yeah, we won in Leroy, yeah. And we lost last Friday. We're going to Altoona this Friday, I think. Can't keep it all straight. They're playing good, everything's doing good.
Okay, and for those that are wondering why Jessica's not sitting at the table, it's a matter of protocol. The library board, which she's a member of, hasn't had a quorum to have a meeting to accept her resignation, which we require for her to sit in this chair. So the best idea for us was just to let her sit here, but over there. And until we get that procedure done. Maybe Angela can get that done here before the next meeting. Glad we had a quorum, not an issue. Okay, we're gonna move on to old business. Sewer update. You might have seen the mayor trucks are back in town, a bunch of them, they're running all over the place. According to Amy, they weren't 100% happy with the camera footage they got when they ran to the repaired sewer lines. Mostly it had to do with the size of the taps that were cut. That's my understanding, so that's what they're back here for. So the program is still ongoing. Do you have discussion on that?
No,
I wanna keep everybody informed, because we've basically been preaching that it's closing out
right.
the project, and
The size of the taps.
yeah, that's what we mostly heard.
Okay.
We've talked about the water tower riser replacement. Mike gave us that date, now it's looking like it's gonna be after the middle of October. So that's only a week away, maybe we can get them in here and get it done.
Yep.
Junk vehicle out of state license plate update.
We're still in the same place with that. I think we've had a couple that have been delivered now. People still aren't answering the door, so they're trying to catch them when they come up here to pay their bills, so we can at least get them handed out that way. I did need to say something a while ago though, and I forgot. So we've got a problem with sick raccoons around town. I'm gonna call Department of Wildlife and Parks Friday. That phone call I took a while ago, there was just 2 more put down on the west end, so we dispatched 7 in the last week. Sick raccoons and 2 very sick cats. So, we've got a problem going on in town right now. So I'm gonna call Wildlife and Parks, see if they can get us some traps. We're gonna try to catch some of them, give them to them, and let them test for rabies, so we know what we've got going on.
We used to have some traps, right?
We've got one, and I've loaded up actually twice now, to somebody to catch them. They've caught them and dispatched their own, so if we count that, that's 9 in a matter of 2 weeks. But there's a problem, so.
I didn't wanna use that R word, but okay.
I was gonna say, I know Charlotte Littlejohn's got 20 that she has trapped and,
I've seen a bunch too.
When was that? I put one down yesterday.
2
already.
days ago.
Okay, so that's probably one of the ones I put down yesterday.
And I'll say too that raccoons love abandoned houses and abandoned attics, and this is another reason why these dilapidated properties and overgrown yards are a problem.
Well, and if you're got any kind of feeding conditions where they're getting fed like cats and dogs and stuff, and they're gonna be,
Like thrown out on the street?
yeah.
We've got a couple of problems with that.
We've either gotta address the ordinance, or we've gotta get somebody on, I've been saying this for a few years now, and I know that we're shorthanded all the time, but animal control is something we're gonna have to address. One of these days, we're gonna have to dedicate somebody part-time maybe, if we can.
You know, at one point, I recommended hiring a code enforcement officer that was animal control and putting a cage in the back of a pickup truck, but.
There's rules, and that's where we got hammered with that, you know, cause we think a lot like the olden days where we could just do things the olden way, but maybe we can mix a little bit of the old with a little bit of the new and come up with a plan that might work for us. Cause I don't know anybody that's out there protesting, you know, they're always complaining about the sick coons or the sick cats or the sick dogs, but, you know, if we can get rid of the sick ones, maybe we can save the good ones, you know? That's my opinion.
And this gives me the soapbox to talk about licensing your pets.
At least have your pets, you know, a lot of times these coons, they may have distemper versus rabies, and they may have parvo. So it's a combination of the 3 probably, so.
And they used to say if you saw raccoons during the daytime, there's a good chance that they're sick.
That is sick. That's a sick
So it
animal.
was in the bank park, the bank's property last week. Maybe I'll put it down.
I had one in my yard as well. And
we've had a dead kitten, well, not a dead kitten, but a sick kitten that was picked up in our parking lot. So it's all over the bank.
I'm sure that's coming straight from the north.
Well, I mean, cat food's poured out right there on the street by the bank. I mean, so we're just infested with them.
That's not the proper way to
Feed your cat.
animals or anything.
Yeah.
We're gonna have to address the ordinance on this. I don't know how, but I mean, we're gonna have to. You know?
I'm looking into a couple other ordinances for us to.
I believe if you're actually actively taking care of animals, then those are your animals. So all the rules should apply.
And when they're running on other people's property, that should be enough. But then nobody claims ownership because they're not tagged.
Well,
it's a vicious circle.
It's time to, get rid of it.
I agree, and I hope we can do something about it. I've been beating this drum for 4 years now, and I don't think we're any further along on our street than we were in the beginning. I think it's even worse. Moving on. Open records fee ordinance 1005. I think we're in a final rewrite on that, unless Amy has something.
No changes. Shane says according to the statute.
I think you were gonna change something at the very end of it, which I approved. I think it was a date.
I changed the.
Okay. Okay, that's no change other than verb.
Right.
So-
So I tabled it, so I had to change it, it'll be in the paper on the sixteenth.
Okay, I'll sign it somewhere.
Yes,
Motion to approve ordinance
So do
number.
we need to pass it now?
yeah,
Motion to approve ordinance number 1005.
Got a motion by Ernie,
Second.
need a second by Linda. For passing ordinance 1005, it has to do with the, open records fee.
Yeah.
You'll note that the state mandated
Yeah.
that we could not go the route we had voted on, so this is the ordinance repealing that. All those in favor? Opposed? Ordinance passes. Ninth Street property discussion, otherwise known as the north side of Haunted Addition. At the last meeting, I asked the council to brainstorm for ideas what we could do with that property, since it belongs to the city and only the city. Is there any discussion on that? Any opinions?
The citizens that I've talked with still would like for us to see if we can actually, without growth, the city's never gonna change. And so they're still leaning to try to make it to where we can grow the city with that piece of property, if there's any way possible. That would be what the citizens tell me that they want us to try to figure out how to grow the city.
Well, and again, I'll say that there's 6 lots on the south side that haven't sold since 2009.
Right.
That really has nothing to do with the north side property, other than I would want, if I lived there, I would want the city to try to find a business or something.
That would be another reason to have something there like that. And then I've had some other people say it could be a future home of a park with the pool that we're gonna get one day, and all the walking trails that other towns have, and you know.
It's an idea.
It's just
That's a start, an idea.
Honestly, we've sat on our laurels long enough with it being a property that we just go out and mow. So we need to get off of our duffs and start doing something with it.
Well, one thing to look at is getting into it. You don't wanna drive down through residential, have to go one way and then come in the back way to get in. You can open that road up right here onto this highway, and that'll open that up to get in there. If some true value hardware wants to build a hardware.
You would just have to do something legally to get your permission to do
I
that.
think we'd have to approach the state about that.
Yeah.
Because it's a state highway.
Well, I think the railroad has the.
Yeah, don't you say they own that property?
Mopac.
Yeah, that's you know, that's part of a, what do you call
Well,
it?
the railroad can get an easement put in there real easy for us, there you go.
I honestly, I don't know.
We worked really hard at getting the easement to the dollar store guys off that state highway.
You did?
Very hard.
We just around the back of the parking lot and tie it in.
There was also, I'll tell you, there was also, another thing that kind of falls in line with this brought up to me, that we probably ought to consider putting the old library building up for sale, since a lot of our buildings down on Main Street are selling.
If we have properties for the city owns properties that it's not being used, like the old rock building. We've had, out there for bids on the roof for the last, how many years now? And we can't even find anybody that'll wanna fix it. So it's just sitting there and just going in further disarray. So why not utilize some more space we have out here and move that stuff out here, you know, and then sell that to somebody who wants to, fix it up.
It seemed like to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't that building on historical
It's a
register
It's a
or
WPA
WPA
project, but I mean, as far as that being said, it's not something that, maybe, I don't know that there's a grant for that, I don't know, but, I mean, it's just another old building that somebody might want to fix it up, so.
Is the library building enough good repair to put it for sale?
I think it is. You know, we couldn't keep it open because the word black mold was put in writing into us, and so we had to shut it down for public
Safety.
but if somebody were to go in and gut the building like they're doing on the other ones,
Well, the old city building, I mean, people from Arizona has purchased that,
right?
and, you know.
And we've walked away from that as a city for nothing,
Yeah,
and,
and they've resold it for $29,000, and it was,
we walked away
Holes in
from
the
that
road.
for nothing, and
So-
we should have probably had somebody come in and say, no, I can fix that wall.
Well, you know, the biggest thing with that was those stained glass windows, and I still, you know, that's what held the sale up the last time, as I recall it, because we really wanted to have a
You
cabinet.
know, yeah, but I mean, you can't find anybody to touch them, you know?
But it's sold anyway.
Right.
And
It's a
the
sell
old-
feature.
The old Top Line building sold to a lady that I think lives in Hawaii or something, and she's contracting locally here to get it.
Well, if we can sell the old library and have somebody get it and get rid of it, why can't we do that to make it feasible to put the library back there?
Good question.
Is it just the?
Was it inspected and we found that to be a problem?
Yes, that's what we were told, it was inspected for termites, remember?
Well, I believe there was termites, and I believe they were all the way up in the rafters.
yes.
Right.
When you start getting them up that high, you're getting into some pretty.
Right, I know for a fact that
Pretty bad damage.
I know for a fact that the wood was completely ate in certain places.
Yeah, I think we just, I mean, if someone's willing to put the money into it, yeah, but I don't think. What we would put into that to repair it compared to what we would.
Well, that's it, you're
More
gonna,
efficient one.
yeah,
And I mean, that was part of the issue too, was the efficiency of it, because it's such a big building. Heating, cooling, everything like that.
and it wasn't whether we needed a big building like that anymore
Yes.
or not.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying is, if it's not good enough for us to fix, are we gonna even find anybody that wants to buy it?
Absolutely.
Yes.
I would have never thought the Top Line
Yes.
building would
Yeah.
sell on
Put
it.
it up with the realtor, and then people from California, Arizona, they think it's dirt cheap and they'll buy it.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Look what we've done, I mean, the Methodist Church was the
Now,
same way.
I mean, even that money we could go towards
Towards our library.
library fund.
That's
Exactly.
exactly what I was saying.
Exactly.
we
But
would-
you're gonna have to put it up with the realtor because
Yep.
they get it out there to all those people in Arizona or wherever that thinks it's dirt cheap.
Yeah.
So, can we get a motion to list the old library building with a real estate?
I have no problem with that.
I make that motion.
Second,
Okay, I've got a motion
Now.
by Betsy, a second by.
with a caveat, is there anything left in there that the library board needs to remove?
There is still items.
That would be a
There
list.
are still items in there.
It would need a list.
You need to
But
get
they
in
have
there
to
to do
be
this
escorted
before you get on the
to
board.
Mask,
I don't know,
that's the way we were doing it.
yeah.
We were doing it with, we were meeting an officer down there or Milo sometimes, and then we would wear masks when we went inside.
I hear you.
Jess, I'll ask you to get with Angela on that,
Uh-huh.
and let's coordinate with the PD maybe, cause I
Okay.
think he has the keys still,
Okay.
and get what we need out of there. So I've got a motion on the floor by Ernie and
Betsy,
Betsy, and a
I
second,
seconded it.
second by Ernie. All those,
We ought to find the realtor that did the old city building,
right,
is who we ought to,
do you know who that is?
The what?
The realtor that sold the old city building, does anybody remember that
The
sign?
chestnut?
No.
Oh, Jerry bought it first, that's right.
Susan, who? Davis?
Susan.
Was it Sally Davis?
Sally Davis.
Sally Davis.
Sally Davis.
She's, you know, we just wanna find that person that's gonna reach out, far out.
Well, she's got a lot of properties.
She
for
does.
sale. But you know, the other thing is, once it goes on the real estate's website, it goes worldwide, because they're all in on it.
If that realtor does it.
Now, we own the lot to the side of it, do you want that included? Or you're just saying the building for sale?
I would say that would be separate portion of sale, or is that connected to the library building?
I mean, there was a different building there.
But I mean, that would be a
That's where the
separate, so that would be a
tables
separate. I have no problem with selling it.
It's deeded separately.
What good is it gonna do? You just have to mow.
just.
No, it's
Yeah.
I've seen it.
This is where we
Right.
do the money.
Well, I'm
So we could make it contingent available along with,
yeah.
we could talk with the realtor about it, but that's a good point.
So they're buying, they things advantageous, done some ground next to it too, so.
Yeah.
And we did have somebody that did see the Hornet Edition sign and called and was inquiring about the lots available.
Yes.
And then,
Do we need to finish that motion?
I'm waiting for more discussion in case there's any other thoughts on it, because this is a big deal. I'd like to hear that about the 9th Street, because that's what the discussion is for, but I brought it up, so. I had a motion by Betsy and a second by Ernie. All those in favor? Opposed? We're gonna list it.
But you're gonna have to determine the price,
Well, we'll talk with,
the realtor.
they're the ones that's gonna tell you what they can get out of it. Who would hear would know. So,
I ain't got a clue.
Well, they got 29 out of the corner lot, isn't that a much bigger building?
we'll see.
Lot?
Maybe that's real salvage,
At this point, I don't really care.
Exactly. I think she sells them all over for
He
everybody.
sells a lot of property.
Okay. Does anybody have any other comments on the 9th Street property though? We'll table that one. Okay, Willow Street Lift Station Generator Repair, Mr. Chuck Bentley is on the floor.
Yeah, I haven't been down there to do it yet. I got some of the stuff in for it, I got the wrap and the silicone, but I don't have that sensor for it. And Mike told me they had a new antifreeze for it too, that down at the station.
Okay.
The water plant put it in there, so I'll try to get in there the next couple of days to get that done.
Great, thank you. Sealed bids on 3 city vehicles, Miles gave kind of a breakdown on each one of the 3, if you guys wanna look at those. This is probably a pretty good time to list on Purple Wave. We've got 2 that run and 1 that even with new batteries won't start.
Which one?
The yellow truck that everybody's been after.
The yellow truck won't start? I'm trying to look at it.
It's a diesel, right?
Yes.
And that's your favorite 7?
Not my favorite 7-3, but I know I don't make it run.
Okay. Good enough for me. I guess maybe the question is, when we list these, do we wanna add the old dump truck that caught fire and see if?
That would probably be for the best. I think it's more of a liability for us now to do anything with it.
Okay, so do we wanna make that 3 or 4 now? Do I need a motion for that?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna go ahead, oh,
On that yellow one, we'll dig that old bucket out of the back there, that goes with it, and throw it in the bed of it.
I guess maybe one of the other bigger issues is the outriggers are down on the old digger truck and they won't go up.
You break the line loose and then ratchet strap them up.
So if I could get a motion to raise the number of city vehicles from 3 to 4, we'll add the dump truck.
Make that motion.
Got a motion by Ernie, second by Linda. I'll give you
I
that.
don't want any of them.
Somebody
And you
will.
said Purple Wave, I thought said sealed bids.
They love that.
That's right.
I mean,
We were gonna
so,
buy them for $6.
yeah. Okay, so
Still
then-
on
Purple Way's the last
You don't
resort.
want this on purple.
Yeah,
So I was
we'll
making
give
sure.
them away
It's like-
for
That's right.
$5. Yeah.
Okay, so sealed
I'll
bids.
back up.
This 99 dump truck, which one is it?
The dump truck would be
That's
the,
sitting,
be the Ford dump truck out here with the black bed on it.
the Ford, but it's not a 99. That red one, the old red
No,
one?
no, that's a 75.
That's a 75, yeah.
Yeah.
The 99's is the black one,
Yeah, it has a black bed on it.
that's in across?
Mhm.
Okay. And we just had some work done on it, right?
No, that was the 75.
And, we just had brake works done on one of our dump trucks. Right?
Was that the
No,
garbage truck?
that one needs brake work, but we didn't have it done.
We had air brake work done on the garbage truck, didn't we?
Okay, yeah, I'm getting lost. All right. Okay. Who wants it?
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and amend that. Cause I think we had a motion by Ernie, but amend it not Purple Wave, but sealed bids. That's what we had agreed to before. All we're doing is raising the number from 3 vehicles to 4 with this motion.
I mean, I guess we said Purple Wave was the last resort.
Yeah, at least see what we can
Big
get.
Iron and Purple Wave, kinda the same thing.
Purple Wave, once you sell on Purple Wave, it's what it sells.
Sure,
What that
yeah,
pickup
yeah,
for
you got
it can
days
go
and
for
then it
tickets.
goes down to minutes and,
Yeah.
But the buyer pays the premium on it, right, not the seller? Isn't that-
we don't pay no commission, it's the buyer paying the commission of the sale. On one of them, Purple Wave or Big Iron.
Okay, so I have a motion by Ernie to raise the number of sealed bids on city vehicles from 3 to 4, and I need a second. Linda seconded that, so all those in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
It's gonna go out on, where are you gonna put that on the Facebook? Is that what you're gonna put it on?
Yes,
For sealed
however,
bids?
yes, I was gonna ask Tony how they normally advertise, do they put it in the paper, do they just do Facebook?
Yeah,
I'll find out what they
yeah.
do for sealed bids.
Okay, moving on, storage container ordinances in other cities. I had a chance to look at the folder that Shane gave us. He had, got with 3 other cities to see how their ordinances read. And that information, I think, did I give that to you, Amy?
Yes.
Okay, you guys are more than welcome to read through these, but I'll give you a synopsis of it. One city limits it to 20-foot containers. I think that's a really good idea when I drive around and see the 40-footers that are on some of these properties. To me, they're bigger than some of the fifth-wheel trailers that are parked beside them. What I would like to do, with the council's permission, is write an ordinance for your approval. And we would have to grandfather the folks that we give building permits to already. But I see this could get out of hand really fast.
Let me ask a question on this though, when we're talking about these, sometimes this is used as temporary storage versus permanent storage. So what I would say would be, is if it's just brought to your house and rolled off onto your land, and you're gonna have it there for a number of months, then it would have nothing to do with the city. We're not drawing any taxes off of it. It's not a taxable feature. It's not an addition to a house, a building, or a garage. Now, if it's built into a house, building, or garage, wouldn't that mean it's a taxable feature for a city?
Living space?
Yeah,
If it was built actually into the structure, it would be a permit and then be assessed tax, I think.
so that's what a lot of people are doing with these. Is they're, and I saw a really cool deal, and this is what I'm saying. I saw a really cool deal that they're doing. They're selling a roof for these things. You can take two 40-foot containers and set them and then pour you a slab in between and then have a roof over the top of it. And they come and they build this roof over it, and you just got a really nice garage with sealed containers on it, you know. You've seen that, Justin? Yeah, they're building these metal roofs, and they come in, they weld them on these two containers, and then you have a slab or a gravel in there, and so you can park in there, and it's a roof. It's just like a really cool barn.
Does that make it a permanent building?
That's what I think. It is a permanent building.
Is it set on a foundation?
Well, if you know, like if you put any kind of concrete in the ground, they're going to tax you for that concrete, right? So, well, I mean,
Once you weld them together, they're not portable anymore.
no.
You can't pick them up and move them, it's
Yeah.
So I think what you're doing though is really saying we need some kind of guidance in our city ordinances that addresses that.
I don't think we should limit our size though. They're 40 foot and they're 8 foot, and some are high sides, and so, you know, we shouldn't limit our size, I don't think. I think we should.
Okay, that's one opinion. I'd like you guys to read these reports and pass them around over the next few weeks and see what you think, because I think we do need to write something.
Well, I agree that there should be something, but if it's a non-taxable feature that's gonna be brought in, then it's actually, you know, people can tell you whatever they wanna tell you at that moment.
Well, you know what really brought this up, and if you'll remember, was the gentleman that came in for a building permit, and I think it was Ernie that asked him, do you intend to live in this, or what's the deal? And he said, well, no, I just wanna take what's in the house that I'm remodeling right now and put it in there.
Absolutely, he said that, and we gave him a certain amount of time.
6 months.
And I don't know where his timeline is, because I can't remember that stuff, but, he was gonna use that to put in there, but then when he was done, it was gonna be all part of the thing, painted up, just like the rest of the property. That's what he said. And I believe people.
For storage. He's gonna keep it for storage for later.
Right, yeah, that's gonna be.
Once he gets done with it, it's still gonna be that container in his yard.
Right.
But it's gonna be painted like his house.
Right.
Yeah.
I thought that they taxed you on those portable barns and things that you can move in, because you can move in ones that are big enough for,
Well, I don't know.
I thought anything over 10 by 10, I thought anything over 100 square feet for the county was taxed on your property.
Any storage, little storage building you build on your property, anything you stick on it is taxable.
Right.
The only thing they can't tax is if they're leasing it from a company.
It's got.
So if you put a 40-foot,
Over 100 square feet.
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I thought.
But
So if
that's
you
why
put a
the-
40-foot storage
That's why the
container out there, you're gonna be
they're 10
paying
by 10.
taxes on it.
Yeah.
That's why the guy out here was building all those out there for the homeless. Those
Yeah.
are not taxable.
That's right.
They're 96 square feet.
Yeah.
But the property wasn't taxable in the beginning because it was a hand-up mission.
Right.
And that was non-profit, something, 701C or whatever.
And everything he bought sitting out there rotting right now.
Well, he did now, anyway, bless his soul.
Yep.
I think one of the factors on tax or not tax is whether you actually pour a foundation as a concrete. Once you do that, you are taxed. I do know that.
I think they.
I paid taxes on a portable building when we lived in Oswego because it was 10 by 20. It's 200 square feet and it got added to our taxes.
Yeah, as long as
Anything over 10 by 10,
I think
100 square feet,
that's
if
right.
you
Like I
use
said,
it
I don't have
is,
that answer. That's up
but
to
I
the
thought Shane might.
Well, I don't doubt that, but what I'm saying is, once you pour concrete,
No, there was no concrete.
Yeah, 'cause I was taxed by one that I had over there on Plum, sitting out there. I got rid of it as soon as I found out it was on the tax roll. I said, I took everything out of it and put it in the garage and got rid of that shit because it was
Because
taxable.
the portable building that the man put up here by the car wash is taxable.
Mhm.
It's still a portable building, but it's taxable.
not saying that that's not the only thing. once you do put concrete, it definitely.
Oh, yeah,
stands.
it definitely is.
Because it is the difference between permanent and non-permanent. And if there's a question, you can go to the county website and it lists the buildings on every property that are taxable, along with the house. Anyway, moving on.
Good to know.
Good discussion. But I'd still like that passed around for the council to read.
Okay, well, I have it here, cause I'm not, I couldn't read it.
No, that's fine. Yeah, take it home and you guys
Okay.
read about it. We'll just table this. Okay, Officer Eckler's restitution. Shane.
I haven't filed that yet. I reread the contract in anticipation of filing what I drafted. But then I looked at all the information that the city had provided to me in terms of expenses. And there's information there, and expenses there in excess of $4,000, if I remember. I just looked at it today, that is not addressed in the contract. And so I'm gonna redraft it as a breach of contract and a motion in equity to try and recoup everything, because otherwise, that's gonna be questioned. Okay? That if they hire counsel and come in and defend, if it's gonna be a default, then it's gonna be fine, but we spent money in benefits, wages, etc., that are not spoken to in the agreement that was signed. So I'm gonna rewrite, I'm gonna replete it in a little different way to include that in the pleadings. Whether or not that's gonna hold up in court is another question.
Okay, I'm gonna say this. This issue is a priority for me because we're setting a precedence. I talked with Jason about it earlier. When it's ready to file and it needs to be served, unless things have changed, he's willing to pick it up and go serve it.
Well, we can do that, but I'll have to file a motion for a special process server. And because he's a law enforcement officer, he would qualify, and he could serve a person in Cherokee County before we grant that capability.
I think we need to expedite this process. Otherwise, we're gonna always probably lose contact again with her whereabouts. But it's a matter of, for me, it's a big deal. Okay, so please stay in touch with us, Shane, on that.
I will, I'm gonna get it redrafted and,
Yeah, 'cause when did she leave?
well, we have a 5-year statute on the contract, but she's been.
Oh, so let's wait for 4.5 years to do it.
No, we were only out, we're on, we're 2 years.
How long has it been since she left?
I don't
She's
think
been
we're
gone
two-
just at a year.
Huh?
Just at a year. Just
A year?
A little over a year.
Yeah, it's not,
Been a year?
Yeah.
And we couldn't do anything until she went back to work
right, and she
in law enforcement.
she waited long enough that we had a department hired, we could have gone straight after that department for all reimbursement.
Right.
But she waited it out, there's a state statute on that. She waited it out before she took reemployment, so we had no way of moving against Cherokee County for her taking employment. Now she still works for, she works in Galena, but she's part of the Cherokee County Law Enforcement, she's a school resource officer.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and I added the Russell Creek Engineering upgrade, little back history, we've already passed the 2880 labor that ICR estimated. Where are we at on materials?
Well, we'll find out about a poll.
That's what I'm asking, where are we at on the materials?
Because, the place out of Vicksburg does not have, they only have class 3 and class 4s.
Did you ask him about it?
No, I haven't asked him, I talked to him since the
Call
other
him.
day.
Yeah, find out if he, because
I
according
called
to
him
the,
today, but he never, I just left him a message, he never called me back.
according to the head engineer on Empire, it's overkill. You know that because you already found that out. The poll, when you called about it, that he's asking for a poll that's way overkill.
Right, because KMEA, they're saying class 3 is suitable.
Yeah. and why he wants that's the biggest pole you get, that's the biggest size you
And we
get.
can actually, I mean, Tyson from the KDA said they're getting ready to do a project at Altamont, we can split the freight charge. They could put it on with theirs. If he'll take a class 3.
Where's it coming from, Chris?
Pittsburgh. But if we, price 2, it's from Stella Jones, just for 2 with the freight was over $2,000.
Each?
No, total.
So it cost us $1,000 for a pole? Is that
Right.
right?
I mean, that's the freight, with the freight in there. But if we split the
Let's
freight,
get it going.
but if we split the freight with another town, it's gonna be cheaper than that per pole.
Right.
But we have to make sure it's the correct pole that he's
Right.
requesting.
And that's Colton asking for that.
Yeah, yeah, he put it in his specs where he needed the pole, I think it's overkill now.
But are we considering the fact that they may grow as a business too? And we need more to put on that pole?
You won't be able to hang any more on that pole, you're gonna put 3 transformers on it now, take one big bracket that holds all 3 transformers. They don't put 2 sets of bolts to it anyways, but the amount of weight it carries is what's required for transformers.
Do we have everything else that we need, the cross arms or
I don't know.
guy wires or?
I'm not 100% sure, I know we have 2 different sizes of cross arms out there in the rock building.
Yeah, did he look at the transformers we had? Or he's requested a certain transformer. Did he look at what we had out there, do you know?
I would assume so, I mean, that's what it's for.
Okay. Fred and Chris came over here a long time ago and asked very nicely for us to do our job. It doesn't sound like to me the left hand knows what the right hand's been doing. We need to get this project in work. We've got a bid from Colton on the labor. If we can get the materials here, then we can at least call him and say we're ready to go to work, and the ball's back in his court.
Right.
Right now, the ball's in our court, and it doesn't sound like we know what we're doing.
Yeah.
So who's gonna take charge of this? That's my question.
I don't have a list, do you have a list of what he required?
I don't know.
I thought you had one.
No, he called, I was out, and he, answered the phone, and he just said he wants that class A pole, 35 foot.
And that's all he was needed to do his job.
Cause he thinks we have the transformer that he needs, that's what he said.
So he needs,
that's what I'm
he
wondering.
needs
Get
a
out there
class
and see what he
A
wants.
pole.
And I know there's probably wire out there, he's already got some wire out there.
It was just the pole that we were.
And we've got, go ahead.
Can't you put a set of poles in the ground and build like a bridge over to set it on?
Well, that's the
You've
way
already
it is
got-
over at the old Walrus store. I've seen that set up.
Yeah, that's
Bartlett
that's
Co-op.
That's
You've
why
already
it's
got
out
poles
there.
out here,
It's out there at
you wouldn't
Summit.
need the class A, would you?
That's the way it is out there at Summit too.
What
I
are we
mean, why
paying?
can't you do that? Spending $2,000 on one pole.
About 1,000, wouldn't it?
And what are we paying for a normal pole? It used to be like $350, is that?
No, those poles came from border states that are out there, and they were over $1,000 a pole.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But I priced
This is a
Yeah, I priced them through
lot cheaper
Stella,
than what we
yeah, I
got.
priced them through Stella Jones. When we go to order them and with the freight charge, if we order, say, 20 or 30, then they'll price them, they're about, a quarter of that.
Are we gonna need one down at, the damn restaurant for that separation of power down there?
I don't know on that.
Cause that was
It's like-
3-phase, wasn't it?
Yeah, but are they using 3-phase in that building?
He should.
He is?
He should.
For what?
Yeah, the freezers are on.
Justin went down.
Freezers?
He's either got freezers or whatever, small appliances that use 3-phase too.
They're wanting to split it off between 2 3-phases, or put one, part of it on 3-phase, part of it on 2-20 is what they want to do. I don't know what we got down there, if we ever got a hold of it, we'll look at that.
You think we need one of these poles for that job too?
I'm not an electrician like that, so I'm not gonna give you advice on anything like that.
I don't think so, it's right outside the building. they got, I mean, that whole thing is tying the lines going over. If they put a three-phase and a single
Just need another
single
this.
phase in there, all they gotta, yeah, they gotta just jump out to the
Yeah.
pole.
And then,
They don't
So
have-
let's, Crystal, can you go ahead and get one on the way with the Altamont deal? I mean, that sounds like a really cheap pole to me for what we need to do.
Or like Bill said, if we can get by with a platform, then it doesn't take near as big a pole.
question, have we thought about calling like Parsons or another town, see if we can purchase a pole up with them?
They all do the same thing, they go through a broker.
Okay.
And this pole's delivered here?
Yes.
Let's go that route, folks. I don't want the ball in our court.
Yeah, this is how he's wanted to build the.
And if Colton asks for this pole, let's get him this pole.
Yeah, I don't.
But
$3,000.
it's not the class A, it's either it's a 3 or 4 is all they have.
Yeah, you can't find it, they don't have it. That's a massive pole.
Oh,
No,
you're
we
saying-
have it.
we're thinking that we're on the wrong page, Bob.
Right.
We think that that's the pole
No,
we're getting. You're
that's
saying
not
it's
the pole
not the
Colton
pole.
wants. Colton wants that massive
Oh.
pole. It's
Right.
huge.
And what is it we can get?
We can get 3s or 4s.
Co-
Not A's.
So we're called to take this pole if we can get it? These poles?
I have no idea.
We'll call him tomorrow.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
we need to find out what he can get by.
We need to.
It's gotta be something to do with, it's gotta be something to do with weight.
It is.
So if either the pole will handle the weight, or like Bill says, you'd have to change up his build and build it with a platform.
Because what we have out there, I can look at the last invoice of what we had delivered, they're probably 4s, I think, out here.
Okay.
My point is the Goddards have been very gracious to wait as long as they have.
Sure.
We need to get rolling.
Sure.
Alright, let's not drop the ball. New business, fire department third quarter run. Okay, during the third quarter, we had a total of 108 firearm responses and attendance to 23 calls to service. We also tallied a total of 24 member attendances for 3 monthly meetings. Please consider this as our request for payment for third quarter. 132 times 4 equals $528. Thank you, Fire Chief Navy.
I'll make a motion that we pay the third quarter run.
Second.
Motion by Betsy, a second by Ernie to pay the 528 third quarter runs for the fire department. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Justin abstains.
Justin abstains, thank you. It be so. Thank you. Pumpkin Parade donation.
So last year we gave the chamber $200 for Halloween candy. So I need to see if I can get a motion to.
Make that motion.
We were gonna entertain doing something different this year with the money though.
Well, we were gonna see if we could do the $200 for the candy, and then in addition, the police department and the city girls, we were wanting to do hot dogs. Like hot dogs and drinks at the end of the parade, so after they get all their candy, give them a hot dog and a drink and send them on their way.
So that has nothing to do with the
Yes,
200.
correct.
Make that motion.
No, you're fine, I was
Okay.
Will that take away from the cookies and Santa?
Oh, no, this is Halloween.
Halloween. Oh, yes.
You jumped the gun. It was one holiday at a time, you were gonna say.
You don't wanna take away from Santa's cookies, we're
That's so on.
We all have that. So we need a motion.
I'm made the motion.
Ernie made it,
Oh, she seconded.
second by Betsy. All those in favor for $200 for the Halloween parade?
Aye.
All opposed? Motion passes.
Thank you. The kids appreciate it.
Do you need a grill to cook the?
I think we're steaming.
Yeah, we're gonna.
We're gonna
it's
steam.
hot. Easy and.
Ways.
Yeah.
Fire department.
You gonna bring the chili?
No, no chili.
Oh.
Oh, what a mess.
I can't have chili dogs.
And we are looking into the goat's head weed,
It's ordered.
To what?
to kill the goat's head weed in the park.
Oh, did you get that accomplished?
It's
Spray
on order.
Oh, great. Thank you.
We want to make sure we could find something that, if we could, that we can kill the grass.
I forgot that's what they're called. I don't call them that. field hogs on that, but yeah.
That actually is what they're called.
Really?
Yeah.
The kids appreciate it because they did catch of their costumes last year. So,
Okay, building permit for Steinkamp, 115 North Second Street.
I'm the builder, so I wouldn't.
I signed
Oh.
it. Yeah, it looks good, like, he's taking down a building, putting up a building, same location, looks good.
So we need a motion to, do we have a building permit? Do we have?
But Ernie would sign that.
It's a 15 by 20 existing coming down and then rebuild on existing pad, 15 by 20 by 9. Wood frame, metal siding, southeast corner of 115 North Second. Always like to see you do it.
Across the street.
It's right across the street. That's easy deal.
Did I have a motion? Motion by Linda,
Second.
second by Chuck. All those in favor?
Justin
This was
abstains.
taken from Justin and
That's the
all
Ernie
opposed?
signing the original piece.
Motion passes. Employee probation.
Okay, we have Dan Campbell, his 30-day probation extension was over September 17th, so we'll need to see if you guys want to take him off probation. We have Gracie, her probation was up September 28th, and Bo's probation was up September 30th. So if you guys want to make a motion to take them off of probation.
Do you have any problems with any of them, Jason?
Is it okay?
No, they're doing it real well right now, so.
Do you have an update on their academy dates? It's November.
They leave in a couple weeks, yeah, November 3rd.
Dan?
They leave, I believe they graduate.
How's the CDL?
Oh, he's doing good. He's driving, he got his learn permit, he's been driving, doing it out.
Good job.
Damn.
I'll make a motion to remove them off of probation.
Second.
And, the crosstalk, I asked Jason when the two were going, Bo and Gracie were going to the academy, and I think it said the 3rd of November.
November 3rd, yeah, they'll leave on the 2nd and go up there the night before.
And they're in the same class, so. So I had a motion by Justin, second by Ernie, to pull all 3 city employees off of probation. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes.
Sharp.
Okay, this is already been talked about, but there is the community forum on October 7th, October 20th at 7 p.m. If you've been to one of these before, it's basically to give the community a chance to ask questions for the candidates running for office. That includes the school board. This is your chance, and it does put the candidates on the spot, but fortunately, the candidates we have are already sitting in here, so they know what they're doing and what they've been doing, so.
we just asked a basic question, like 5 different basic questions. We don't really let the audience do that much talking so that we don't have any conflicts with anyone.
But I know I jumped in there at the last one and asked some questions.
Yes, thank you, not. But
Anyway.
it's more just a face with a name, especially like at the school board. A lot of people don't know those, and so.
And you never know when a seat will come open either. So. That's at Mayor Leslie, right, again? Okay.
Do we have to publish that in order to take care of the?
I think it already has been.
It's gonna be in the town talk again. Vernon said last night she would put it in there for us.
And in the paper, it lists the candidates it's running, and the forum is mentioned in there, I believe.
As long as you guys don't huddle in a corner, we're fine. No huddling, you three.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and get to a retirement. Mike kinda stole the thunder on himself. I haven't seen a letter on him, but that was just a heads up that he's gonna be retiring. This is another one that we sadly are gonna read to you. I haven't read it yet, but Dear Mayor and Council, I am writing to formally announce my retirement from the city of Chetopa as court clerk, payroll clerk, and assistant treasurer and bookkeeper with an effective date of January 30th. 2030, was it? Oh, wait a minute, typo, 2026. It has been a privilege to serve the community and work alongside some truly dedicated colleagues over the last 25 years. I am grateful for the opportunities I've had to contribute to our city and for the support I've received throughout my career. I am committed to assist in training my replacement to ensure a smooth transition in the weeks to come. Thank you once again for the wonderful experiences and memories. I wish the mayor, council, and employees continued success as you move forward making decisions which will be in the best interest of Chetopa for generations to come. Sincerely, Patty Williams. Regretfully, I'm gonna ask for a motion to accept the resignation, retirement. January 30th? January 30th.
I'll make that motion to accept your resignation as of January 30th.
Second.
Got a motion by Justin and a second by Ernie to regretfully accept.
We need to make a motion, to put it out there for job.
All those in favor? Opposed? Motion accepted. Yeah, we'll need to find the right person, just like we did when we hired Amy for, of course, we didn't expect 3 years worth of training, but we need to find the right person to team up with Patty. She's gonna have a say-so in that, and I think you all would agree that that's probably wise in the position that she holds. Yeah. Or positions. So, but we'll entertain any applications. And,
Ernie, make the motion,
I did.
you made the motion.
He made the motion. I'll second it.
Got a motion by Ernie, second by Justin. All those in favor? All those opposed? Motion passes. With that, we're down to an executive session. We need about 5 minutes on this one. If I can get a motion for council, attorney, and clerk.
I'll make that motion.
Got a motion by Justin, second by Betsy.
And is this for non-elected?
I was gonna say, what's the reason you're going into session?
All those in favor?
Announced.
Opposed? Motion passes.